Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? It is so good to see you as always. My name is Zoe Baraka and it is Tuesday, so it is time to tell some stories. Thank you so much for joining us on To My Younger Self, where we tell stories from our past that will hopefully propel us into the future. So good to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on in, come on in, come on in. As always, we go ahead and we start doing some greetings. But before I greet you from all over the world, and of course, all over Africa, let me put a preamble here. Today is a Thanksgiving session. It's just to my younger self, hanging out with friends and just giving thanks. In America, at the end of every November or the last Thursday of every November, something happens and it's called Thanksgiving, where family comes together, hang out, eat some food, and basically just thank God. So, this is what we're doing. We're just hanging out and giving thanks to God. It is so good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Beverly Royce, I see you. Thank you so much for joining us. One of our top fans. I love you. Thank you so much. So yeah, it's just time to say thank you to God, and also thank you to the people who have been in our lives helping us and, just being in our corner no matter what's going on. Okay? Yes, yes, yes. As always, I can't see you. Do me a favor. Please go into the comment section. Say good morning. Say good afternoon, good evening, good night. Say something to me in your local dialect. Okay? All right, all right, all right. Listen, where are you greeting us from? Or where are you where are you watching us from? I want to say some greetings to you. Okay, Ibiokibari to you, Ibiokibari to you. If you speak some Moshi Bella to you. I'm a little frazzled today, so please forgive me. I'm trying to work a new teleprompter into our show, and it's kind of doing some things, but we'll get there. Ibiokibari to you. Let's see. Bear with me one moment. Where is this thing? Come on, you can do it. There we go. Bella to you, if you speak Mosi. Baraka dazua, sanunku dazua, yayade, yakakwana, kwana lafia. I hope you slept well. It is so good to see you. Ya kenken, fatuma tuma, fatua wela, tuma awela. Tupuse wanam baraka, all of these I just spoke in my native dialect, the Kusal. It is so good to see you. For some reason, something is playing in my my iTunes. Just went on. This is so hilarious. So bear with me when I turn it off. This is fun. We're thankful for the gift of sound. I love it. We're thankful for the gift of sound and the fact that we can hear. So, hey. La awanef. The Frafras will say, Ansuma, the Wallace will say, Ansuma Hoganga Sung, the Dagares will say, Dasoba to you, Indina to you, Wezo, Wezo, Wezo. If you speak Ewe and you're from the Volta region of Ghana, I greet you. Ojeko to you, if you speak Ga. Ekaro, Ekaro, and Akabo to you. I always like to clap here. It just sounds like something you should be clapping for. Otutoma to you, Nabata to you, Emesiere to you, Emesiere to you, from the south of Nigeria. If you speak the Ibibio dialect, I am so thankful that you're here. Etisan to you, Akwaba, Ohunten Memawachi. I greet you, Nyamisha Bebre, God bless you. Thank you. Karibu sana to you. Karibu habari gani to you. Habari yasubwe to you. If you speak Swahili. Oya ureo to you, from the Lewis of Kenya. Murembe, Murembe, Murembe. Thank you for joining us. Awana, if you are in Sierra Leone and you speak Mende. Mangwana ni to you. I got it right this time. From Zimbabwe. Makadi to you, if you are from the Shona people of Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for joining us. Linjani to you, and from the Ndebeles of Zimbabwe. Nagadef, if you speak Wolof. Kotong to you, and Amohelang to you if you speak Sesotho. Akeyi to you from the Creoles, and of course now Mai to you if you speak Maori. Welena to you if you speak Hawaiian. Domela from the Soto people of South Africa. Sawabona to you if you speak Zulu. It is so good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Kotoli to you if you speak Fulani. Bonjour, guten morgen, buongiorno to you. And of course, dobroye otro. Oh my God. If you are coming to us from Russia, I greet you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Of course, buenos dias and welcome. It is a fantastic Tuesday. It's time to give thanks to God. And, I thought for those of our audience, because our audience base is highly African, thank God for that, because we're here to tell our own stories. I thought that we would give a little background into what the American Thanksgiving is all about. You know, every year we hear this thing, Thanksgiving, and everything is a buzz. Everyone is just, running around trying to get some food and all that. But how did it really come about? So I think this is a very special occasion because we're a storytelling platform to kind of, I don't want to say educate because we're always giving thanks because we're Christians on this platform, but to kind of give some information, let's put it that way, about how this whole tradition started in America. There's a saying that gratitude is riches and complaint is poverty. So if you've been complaining a lot, you most likely are going towards the deep end of poverty. So please stop complaining. And there's another saying that if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, it most likely is enough. It most likely is enough. And so let's make, like the good word says, in all things, let us give thanks to the Lord. We're going to say some thank yous right now. What I want to do is, well, first of all, one of the things I personally want to thank God for is my community. I prayed for sisters. I prayed to God for people who would come into my life and help me along this journey. And God just kind of let it happen in a very fantastic way. They came to me, or God brought them to me one at a time. And all of them have been such a blessing, I don't know how to even describe these women that God has brought me. Not often do you see a group of women who are really, really firmly rooted and cheering for each other in their chosen endeavors. These group of women have been that to me the last couple of years, and I cannot thank God enough. This is one of the biggest things I personally thank God for. I thank God for my sisters. I thank God for my Hope sisters. I see you guys. I see you. Sadi, it is so good to see you. Francisca Ado, it is so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to bring the first, I don't know, well, I call her my big sister, but she's also a Hope sister. She is a cheerleader. She is a lawyer, a mother. She's all kinds of things to all kinds of people. For me, she is a prayer partner, the person that helps me get my thoughts really straight. Everybody needs that. Sometimes when I can't find the right words, I go to her and I say, big sis, I need some words. And she helps me with it. She is the best big sister a girl could ask for. So the first person we're going to bring on board to say what she is thankful for is my big sister all the way from Canada, Sister Elsie. Big sis, hi.
Hello there. Good morning. Hi,
Good morning.
everybody. Good to see you. I have been thinking now in Canada, we have Thanksgiving in October, but like many cultures all around the world, there is a period of Thanksgiving. In some cultures, it's after the harvest. Among the First Nations people of Canada, it was, a feast or a celebration of having come through the winter. The story of Canadian Thanksgiving, one of the stories at least, is that it was a group of explorers or sailors who had come through, turbulent seas and had landed safely on the shores of Canada. And so they had a meal, which also included the Lord's Supper to thank God for landing them safely on the shores. And
Wow.
this was um, several years before the official American Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I remember as a child growing up in Ghana, we would also have Thanksgiving, but it wasn't called Thanksgiving, and you might remember it was called Harvest. And so you would have it in schools or in churches, where you would bring, I mean, technically you're supposed to bring the first fruit of
Mm-hmm.
your of the things you had planted. And so I remember as a child, I mean, my parents were not farmers, so, and I grew up in the city, but as a child, we would take baskets of fruit or vegetables or produce to a Thanksgiving service. And what they would do would be to gather all of these things and give them to needy people. So they'd go to,
Mm-hmm.
orphanages and such and give out the produce that had been brought in from the people. And that brings me to what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for community and
Mm.
relationships. And I thank God, like you, for the people He's placed in my life. Now, thankfulness starts from the inside, and it's only as good as your expression of it.
Mm.
And so, as we're thankful, at whatever time of year one celebrates Thanksgiving, whether it's with the Americans, whether it's in your festival in your village, or wherever you call home, I think that thankfulness, whatever you're thankful for, I guess my message would be express it.
Mm.
If not, it remains a thought. Not that a thought is not a good thing, but express that thankfulness. I mean, we hear of the story of Jesus healing the lepers. One person came back to thank him. Uh, I don't doubt that the other nine were thankful. They just
Mm.
didn't express it.
Right.
And so, expression of thanksgiving and gratitude is
Mm.
what makes community. Also, I guess the last thing I'd say is we don't need to wait for any official day to be
True.
thankful. I thank God for life. I thank God for the people He's placed in my life, including my sisters. And I thank God that experiences teach us to put things into perspective, because no matter the situation, there is always a little something we can give thanks for. And
Mm.
once we get into that constant posture of thanksgiving and expression of gratitude, we won't need to wait for an official day. That said, I have a lot of friends and family in the US, so I want to say happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Much love. God bless you, and keep doing what you do best. Pass the gratitude on.
Whoa, big sis. Wow. Thank you so much for, just passing through and sharing a little bit about Thanksgiving, Canada, Ghana. I never thought about harvest in that way until right now. So there's that. Wow. Thank you so much also for giving us some education along the way. We appreciate you so much. And when I'm eating my turkey on Thursday, I will be thinking about you.
Well, thank you. Bon appetit.
Thank you. Listen, what are you thankful for? Big sis, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.
See you later. Bye bye. Take care.
Listen, what are you thankful for? I want you to put it in the comment section for me so I can, we can share in this community that we're having right now. Just write it there what you're thankful for so we can see it and share it and read it and just be a part of the conversation. I thought also that I will read a little bit about what Thanksgiving is about in America, right? So Thanksgiving is a national holiday in the United States, like I said already. And this year, Thanksgiving is occurring on Thursday, November 25th. Since we are a storytelling platform, like I said, I do want to tell you a little bit about Thanksgiving. Okay, so apparently, again, let me put a preamble here. I know there is all kinds of other theories and stories of what may have happened, how it may have happened. Some people getting kicked off, not some people, let me put that right, because it really is about identity and also dignity. So let me say it right. Native Americans being kicked out of their land, after some things happened. And so some people do not celebrate Thanksgiving because for them it's a day of mourning. There's so many stories going around. So this particular one I am going to tell is just one of them. It is not necessarily the belief of to my younger self, because we're basically African, so we don't really know what happened. And this is why storytelling is so important. What if you tell your own story, then nobody else has the power to change it or turn it around. So I'm just telling one of the basic stories. There's no nuances in it. So please, if you find some inconsistencies, do forgive us in advance, okay? Thank you for that. Okay, so apparently, in 1621, again, I'm reading this, okay? The Plymouth colonists and the Wampanoag, listen, I can't say that, so forgive me, shared an autumn harvest feast that is acknowledged today as one of the first Thanksgiving celebrations in the colonies. For more than 2 centuries, days of Thanksgiving were celebrated by individual colonies and states. It wasn't until 1863, in the midst of the Civil War, that President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed a National Thanksgiving Day to be held each November. So apparently in September 1620, a small ship called the Mayflower left Plymouth, England, carrying 102 passengers, an assortment of religious separatists and, people who were being persecuted for their religion. We've heard stories about that even now. I mean, it tells you there's nothing new under the sun, right? So, they decided we don't want to be in this place, so we're going to dash over to the other side. So, we can safely practice our religion. So they came over on the Mayflower, seeking a new home where they could freely practice their faith, and other individuals lured by the promise of prosperity and land ownership in what was then called the New World. Okay. So, after what was termed a very terrible time that lasted 66 days, they dropped anchor near the tip of Cape Cod. Basically, when they got there, it was Native Americans living in their own land. One of the chiefs came over and greeted them in English, which was kind of like, whoa, we didn't know there were English speaking people here. So, but the traveling and all that had killed off at least half of the original 102. So now we say what, maybe there was 51 people, and they were very sick, they were malnourished. They had to stay on the ship for another year. After so many, things that happened, they came off of the ship, and one of the people of, Native American land taught them how to, grow corn, how to sap out what they call that, maple syrup, and all kinds of other, how to make Native American food and all that stuff, and invited them to kind of like come and stay in their grounds, in their land, and live with them. And basically that is the beginning of the story of Thanksgiving. There is more, so I'm going to go ahead and share more. But before I do that, I want to bring online another one of my Hope sisters, my soul sisters, the people who have made this year so amazing and so fantastic. This woman is an international author. I love her so much because she's just so much fun to be around. Every time she calls me, I get excited. I'm like, oh my God. And I just get to have the most amazing conversations with her. She is a cheerleader of humanity, period. She loves to hear people doing well. And she has an amazing family. And I just love her so dearly. Please help me welcome Marge to tell us what she is thankful for. Let's see if we have her. Yes, we do. Hi, my senior. I think we can't hear you. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Now we can. Yes, now we can. Hi.
It's good to see you, and it's good to be here, to be able to express thanks. And I'd like to start off by saying Enyanum Yonkudo.
I love it. Oh my God.
As our sister Elsie said, Thanksgiving is something that is celebrated around the world without some of us even knowing it. Like how in Ghana we celebrate the harvest and go to church and dance and give that offering and have the coffee and ama, and that is the true origin of Thanksgiving. I think with commercialization, people have turned Thanksgiving into cooking and feasting, but the true origin is the celebration of the harvest, and also for us to think about widows, orphans, the homeless, the people that may not always have it as well, and bring them into our fold and make sure that they are taken care of, that we love on them. And so for this Thanksgiving, I am not only thankful for community, but I'm also thankful for my faith.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Because it's the faith that holds us. It's the faith that gives us hope. It's the faith that directs our actions. And it is the faith that also reminds us to be thankful for waking up every morning, for having a roof over our heads, for having food to eat, for the good things that happen in our lives. And also when the bad things happen, to have the faith that things will turn around. Even when we fail, we have faith that things will get better. So I am thankful for that faith that is in me. Even if sometimes my faith is like that of a mustard seed, just by having that little faith, it keeps me going. And I hope that others will also cling on to their faith, because without faith, what are we?
Okay, now that's a big question. Without faith, what are we? And we have never really thought about it, being thankful for the fact that we're able to actually have faith. I never even thought about it that way. What a powerful statement, Big Sis. Thank you. Wow.
Well, and when I say faith, I don't necessarily mean that it has to be a Christian faith, a Muslim faith. I mean the true definition of the word faith. Having that faith. Yes, for me, it is the Christian faith. But for somebody else, the person may be an atheist, but it's the faith in something, the believing in something. And so, yes, I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you can meet up with your loved ones, that you can give thanks, that you will find time to make merry, to reflect also on this past year and everything that has happened in our world, and be rejuvenated to move on. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for, passing through and just giving us such amazing nuggets. I think what would stay with me that Margie just said is this. Are you thankful for your faith? Because and she's right. If you don't have anything to hold on to, then really, what are you? We never really thought about it that way. So thank you. And I'm so thankful for you. You have been one of the blessings in the last year that God has given me, an amazing connector. I do believe I prayed for people like you in my life. And so I'm so thankful that you're here. And I'm thankful that you give me laughter. You give me things to laugh about. And the most amazing ideas also. Thank you for not holding back and acknowledging that there's enough space at the wherever the top is for all of us, and just taking me under your wings. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. And well, I'm gonna let you go because listen, you're a busy woman, I know. So thank you for passing through, Margie March. And we're going to go back to telling the story of the first Thanksgiving and how it came about. Bye.
Yonkudo.
Yonkudo. I love it. Oh my gosh, she is an amazing, amazing woman. I see that the chat room is a buzz. Let me see. Wow. Mama Emilia, we thank you so much for joining us. God bless you. Sumaya, I see you. And a couple of other people that I have not. Kofi Echampong, I see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so Beverly Ross says that I think God, I want to say that she wants to say, I thank God for his grace and mercy. I thank God for life, health, and strength. I thank God for my family. I thank God for my community. I thank God for the people he put in my life. Overall, I thank God for saving me. What are you thankful for in this season of Thanksgiving? Please let us know what you're thankful for so we can share in this season of Thanksgiving. I see you. Oh my God, Ninette, I see you. Thank you for joining us. My bronco. Oh, it is such a long time. It's such a long time. Yidana Kubibila, thank you so much for joining us. One of our amazing online producers. I see you. Carla, thank you so much for joining us. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go back to the story that I was telling you about the first Thanksgiving. Okay, so in November of 1621, after the Pilgrims' first corn harvest proved successful, the governor then was Governor William Bradford. He organized a celebratory, that word is hard for me to say, feast, and invited a group of the fledgling colony's Native American allies, including the chief Massasoit. I hope I said that right. And now this is how Thanksgiving kind of first began, right? There is so much more going on here, and I kind of don't want to read all of it. I do believe that if you go on history.com, you would find more information about how this happened, how Thanksgiving kind of began. Okay. Apparently also, George Washington in 1789 issued the first Thanksgiving proclamation by the national government of the United States. In it, he called upon Americans to express their gratitude for the happy conclusion to the country's War of Independence and the successful ratification of the U.S. Constitution. Now, if you think about it, I'm always, thinking about what the other side of the story is. They were fighting for an independence that was not necessarily an independence. If you ask me, it was a fight for something that did not necessarily belong to them. But, we can never question God. We cannot never question exactly what happened because we were not there. And they were celebrating the fact that they got their independence, I guess, to live in a land that they came and met. Enough said, okay? As Africans and as people who have been colonized before, I do believe we kind of understand the synergy that is going on here. Nonetheless, what I do respect about George Washington and the people that were around him at the time was that they believed they were fighting for a good cause. And they believed that the hand of God was with them. And so when the war was won, they absolutely made sure to go back and give thanks to God. I think that's the most important thing, the fact that they went back and gave thanks to God. And so, of course, his successors, John Adams and James Madison, they also kind of designated days of Thanksgiving. At that time, it wasn't necessarily in November. And over a couple of years later, different states began to adopt different days to kind of celebrate their own Thanksgiving, right? And I'm about to tell you about one of the most notable women who made Thanksgiving possible. But before I do that, I have another Hope sister that I want to bring on who also wants to share her Thanksgiving. Well, I don't want to say wants to because I kind of said, please, sis, can you come on and share a little bit of Thanksgiving with us, what you're thankful for? Now, this woman also came to me just like everyone else. God kind of like brought her into my life out of the blue, and suddenly she's here. She is the person I call Chief Hope Monger. She just has hope, period. And I wish I could get a little bit of what she has because sometimes, well, no, more often than not, I need hope, a lot of it. So I am so excited that she's here to share with us about Thanksgiving And I do believe she's probably going to speak to us also about for those people who are not able to find hope in themselves or thanksgiving in themselves, what to do. The reason why I just popped this on her is the fact that she is a Christian therapist, an amazing woman with one of the most beautiful smiles I have personally ever seen. I am so grateful for her and so thankful that she's in my life. So please, please, please help me welcome Lady Abba Kato Under, the author of The Hope, Reflections of the Hope Monger. Hello. Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Hi, sis.
Wonderful. Hello, my dear sis. How are you?
I am so well. How are you?
I am blessed
Oh, you
beyond
look so
measure.
gorgeous. Actually, all my sisters look gorgeous. It's just I just remember to say it.
And you as well.
Thank
Right?
you.
That's why we're all sisters, because we look gorgeous. And the
This is
joy of the
true.
Lord is our strength. So, I am thinking about what I was going to say today. I thought about a song that's been on my heart. Like, it went viral in the past couple of weeks.
Mhm.
And I have to
Wow.
admit, I'm one of those who went on YouTube to check out every variation of the song. Now,
Oh my God.
before I say what the song is, I want to say that the song brought a lot of joy to people in the last 2 weeks. In fact, people laughed and people danced to the song. The
Mm,
truth is that, and I did the same thing. Again, the joy of the Lord is our strength. But after I
mm.
laughed and danced to the song, then I remembered what the actual words of the song are. Is that the right? Yeah, I use the right English. What the actual
Yes,
words
you
were.
did.
So it is a powerful song. What shall I say unto the Lord? And you probably heard
Mm.
it in the version of What Shall I Say?
Okay. Oh yes, I did get a
But
little
it's
bit
a
of that.
powerful song. What shall I
Mm,
say unto the Lord? All I have to say is thank you, Lord.
mm,
We should thank him
mm,
for the big things and we should thank him for the small things. It
mm,
all adds up. There's a quote I saw by Robert Brault. He said this:
mm,
enjoy the little things because one day you realize that they actually were the big things. And
mm,
so I've learned, and I'm learning to be grateful for everything. All the things. Sometimes you take something for granted until you don't have it anymore.
mm.
You can even take breathing for granted till maybe you have an asthma attack, or maybe
Oh
you
my
have a
God.
cold and you can't breathe. You take the fact that you're able to get up and get going till maybe you have something wrong, with your health and you can't get up and get going. And so gratitude is so important. And there's actually a landmark study. It was called the Gratitude Study, where they
Wow.
looked at people who had moderate depression and they put them
Mm,
into two groups, right? In one group, they told them every day, write down 3 to 5 things you are grateful for. And then the other group, they said, whatever you want, write it down. Now,
mm,
these people all started out at the same level of whatever they were feeling.
mm,
And then they had to do this for 30 days. At the end of 30 days, guess which of the groups showed an improvement in a sense of well-being, in a sense of joy? Of course, it was the group that wrote down everything they were grateful for.
wow.
And so there's a power in gratitude. And I
Mm,
just want to actually read an excerpt from my book, something I
yes.
wrote about gratitude. And actually, I
Mm,
won't read the first part of that essay. It talks about something silly I did, and that God just spared me from what could have been disastrous consequences. And again, you're welcome to read the story. It's called Just Remember. The story is
mm,
called Just Remember, from my book, Reflections of a Hope Monger. But anyway, what I say is that um, is this. Hold on. There have been many occasions in my life
mm,
where I have experienced the mercy, the deliverance, the protection, the compassion, the goodness, and the favor of God,
mm.
often in spite of a mess I created. Sometimes it was no one's fault, it just happened. Sometimes God disciplined me. The constant theme in my life has been God's faithfulness. He has always taken care of me and mine, even when I couldn't see it.
Hmm.
And so I talk about the fact that I memorialize all my stories. So when something happens to you, not only should you be mindful and take stock of everything you're able to do, every good thing that happens to you, and give thanks even in the difficult times. But when you go through something, a situation, write about it or record your voice, tell your story about it, keep the story somewhere, memorialize your story. And I say, I memorialize all of my stories. I never allow myself to forget. I do this because it keeps me grateful and gives me hope for the future. It fills me with confidence to know that the same God who protected the careless 21-year-old, that was a story I had told, will continue to be by my side. And I talk about the fact that my gratitude is my major armament against entitlement, complacency, and depression. Zoe, you were just saying something about if you keep complaining, it's poverty. When you are grateful, it is riches. And gratitude is that protection. It is that thing that goes to war for you, right? Against depression, complacency, and entitlement. I said my gratitude helps to shift my focus from my circumstances, however dire they may appear, to the greatness of my God. And then I say this, there was a young man I read about called Jacob. Jacob was quite the manipulator. In a story with more drama than any Hollywood movie, Jacob betrayed his older twin brother Esau and stole his birthright. Esau was understandably furious and planned to kill Jacob. So Jacob fled from his land towards a very uncertain future and possibly with regrets at what he had done to his brother. On the journey, though, he stopped for the night and went to sleep, placing a stone under his head. That was when Jacob had the most spectacular dream of a staircase leading to heaven and angels going up and down the staircase. And then Jacob saw God himself, who reassured him that he would be fine, that his life would go on according to God's amazing plan. And this is what God said to Jacob in the dream: "Behold, I am with you, and I will keep you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done that of which I have spoken to you." And then Jacob awoke in his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I knew it not." And the dream was so spectacular that Jacob knew that he could not afford to forget. And that's the point I want to make to everyone. The things God has done for you, you cannot afford to forget. And so what Jacob did is he built a memorial at that spot. And so that's what I do. I build a memorial whenever I recall the good things that God has done in my life. Gratitude is my memorial. By just remembering the things God has done in my life, it serves to remind me that surely God is still working in my life and in my circumstances. And so that's my message to everyone. Not just this week, not just on Thursday, but every day of our lives. Let gratitude be one of those daily habits. So find a place in your phone, get a journal every day, write down everything you pay attention, and everything you can think, you can see, observe in your life, and be thankful for it. Even when it seems like it's a difficult thing, be thankful that God is taking you through it. Gratitude is one of the most powerful weapons we have in this life. And so I just want to end by saying this: what shall I say
Unto
the Lord? All I have to say is thank you, Lord. Amen.
I love it. Oh my God. Wow. You know, guys, again, I do believe I am one of the luckiest women on earth. Can you imagine these fantastic, deep, deep wells? I get to draw from that, okay? I don't have a cause to not be grateful. I really do not. And let me tell you, I'm one of the people that complain a lot to God. You should see my conversations with God. It's funny, it's hilarious, it's filled with God, you didn't do this and that, and why not? But as I just heard, these amazing ladies talk, I feel like they're talking again directly to me. And I am just so thankful. I'm so thankful for you, Lady Abba. Thank you so much for coming on. I know all of you had to wake up early to be here. That alone makes me have gratitude, because you don't have a lot of people like that in your life. I get to have more than 5 of them. That's amazing. Thank you. And, talking about the study that you just talked about, this year, God gave me the word gratitude. And so I had to get a journal. And every day I write, there's 3 pointers, 1, 2, 3. You have to write 3 things you're grateful for. And I've been doing it since January. And of course, some days I don't feel thankful at all. Some days I really don't want to write in it. But what I noticed, though, is this, and you're so right in that study, I would still go ahead and write something. I always find something to write, even if it's, I was saying on another show this Saturday, even if it was just for the hair on my head, because, some of us need help there. I still say thank you to God for it. Or the little thing that is on my toe that allows me to, be balanced, or my opposable thumb. I had to get very creative with what I was thankful for. And I think this year God has blessed me. Of course,
Zoe, again, we think they are small things unless you watch animals without thumbs. I have a little puppy called Bella, and dogs don't have those opposable thumbs. So you should see how much it affects, I guess, dexterity and being able to pick things up and so on.
Exactly.
So the truth is that we think they are small things. And the reason why God is even telling us, let's take into account every little thing, is that actually they are not small things. Everything around us is a miracle. In fact, even Albert Einstein said this. He said, there's 2 ways to look at life. One, as though nothing is a miracle, or you could look as if everything is a miracle. And then you say, thank you for everything, every little thing. Yeah. Even if you had 2 meals today, thank God for it, because there's somebody who didn't get 2 meals today.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Wow. Thank you so much. I mean, now we could just keep going. And I even forgot about the fact that we're here to tell a story about how Thanksgiving really came about because this conversation just got so good. And I am so, so appreciative of you. Thank you so much. Guys, again, please put in the comment section, what are you thankful for? I want to hear from you. What are you thankful for? So we can share in this, big table of gratitude. There's so much to be thankful for. There's another thing I think we should draw attention to. We should also remember to be thankful for the pain that we go through, the disappointments that we go through, the seeming no's that we go through. When you want something so bad and you don't seem to really get it. We should learn and remember to be thankful for that. The last year and a half alone, I've come to realize that when God, some things I've been praying for like 10 years already, and I got tired of praying for them. But when God came through, it was the most unexpected way, the most magical way, the most amazing way that I could never have thought was going to happen. But that's how God chose to answer it. And I thought, why didn't he answer it the way he answered it for certain other people? Let us learn to be very thankful for even the pain, and also learn not to put God in a box with our gratitude. I'm only going to thank God only if he does it the same way he did it for Lady Abba, or the same way he did it for Big Sis Elsie. Let us stop doing that. It is not always greener on the other side. Okay? It really isn't. Lady Abba, God bless you. Thank you so much for coming on. I am so thankful. I will see you on the flip side.
Absolutely. Bye. Bye.
Wow. Guys, do you hear this? Let me tell you a secret. I'm thankful for this show, and I'm thankful for the people that came in my life to make it happen. We really didn't have a plan for today. The idea was to, ask people to do videos, and I'm going to be transparent now, to do videos, and we're going to play it, and it would, and I would talk about it. Now, what I didn't know in hindsight is my phone is not going to be able to download the videos that I could have received. I would have received. So, as at yesterday, I had no videos and I was like racing and thinking, God, what are we going to do? And always God comes through. Out of the blue, I get a call from Margie. And of course, I'm excited and we're talking. And then she gives me an idea. She says, why don't you just invite them to come on live for about 3 minutes or so and let them talk about what they're thankful for? She says, in fact, I'll come too. And so we did that. One of my Hope sisters did send a video, and at the moment I can't download it. Meaning if I had decided to be in that box and cry, I remember saying, thank you, God, whatever you do is good. Of course, I was crying to my big sister, Elsie, going, yo, I don't know. This is going to be a doozy. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Out of the blue, late at night, God just said to me, how about you read the story of Thanksgiving? And that's what we're doing now. And see how God just brought it so beautifully together. How can I not be thankful? How can we not be thankful? How can we not trust that God is doing what only He can do when He is ready and when the time is right? I'm going to stop preaching now and go back to the story. All of this to say, I am just so grateful for when God says no to me in particular. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about this lady who kind of solidified Thanksgiving in America. So in 1827, apparently, she is a noted magazine editor and prolific writer. Her name was Sarah Josepha Haley, or Halley. I don't know how to say that. And she was an author. Amongst countless other things of the nursery rhyme, Mary Had a Little Lamb. I don't know if you guys have heard that song before. Mary had a little lamb. It was as white as snow. I think that's how it goes. I don't really remember. So, of course, she launched a campaign to establish Thanksgiving as a national holiday. And for 36 years, can you believe that? For 36 years, she published numerous editorials and sent scores of letters to governors, senators, presidents, and other politicians, earning her the nickname the Mother of Thanksgiving. And of course, in 1863 is when finally Abraham Lincoln decided to heed to her petition to kind of make Thanksgiving a national holiday. And so he scheduled Thanksgiving for the final Thursday in November. And that is how, they kind of started it. Of course, in 1939, President Franklin Roosevelt moved the holiday up a week in an attempt to spare retail sales. That is how Black Friday kind of began. And that is how too much spending happened during Thanksgiving, because it was the Great Depression. Things were not going so well in individual homes and, collective homes and things like that. And so President Roosevelt's plan was to kind of move it up so people could shop more, and then, the economy will be stable. And so people started to call it Franksgiving. But it was met with so much opposition that in 1941, he reluctantly signed a bill making Thanksgiving the fourth Thursday of every November. Okay. There's so much more to go on here. What I wanted to also remind you of, I'm so thankful for Big Sis Elsie, because she came in right out of the gate and she told us about, harvest and, how everyone and every community kind of has a Thanksgiving ritual. We just have never really called it Thanksgiving. So there's a lot of ancient origins about Thanksgiving throughout, history. Of course, the Jewish people call it the Sukkot. They do it in Israel. They do the Sukkot, and of course, there's other. The Greeks have done it. The Romans have done it. They have just called it something different. I have a fun fact for you. So, did you know that every year, the president of the United States, whoever he may be or she may be, fingers crossed, gets to pardon 2 turkeys? meaning that these turkeys are not going to be killed this Thanksgiving or any Thanksgiving for that matter. They are spared to go live on a farm, and they're retired. And I think they are supposed to die a natural death, meaning that they're not supposed to be on someone's table until their natural death, takes course. And that is a fun fact I didn't know, that a turkey or two turkeys get to be pardoned, so I guess those turkeys will be thankful. I guess I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, well, this brings us to the end of our storytelling Thanksgiving mixed mash of all kinds of things. I am very grateful for my producers. I am grateful for, of course, Big Sis Elsie. I am grateful for Yidana. I am grateful for Sedinam. I am grateful for our lead communicator, Sumaya Akom. I am so grateful for her. I am grateful for our executive producer, who is almost always very, 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 very silent, but also very, 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 very present. I am thankful for Emmanuel Sorogo for all the things he does in the background that one day I hope to be able to tell the world. I am grateful for you, our audience that comes on week in and week out, just hanging with us and listening to us share our personal experiences, tell our stories in our own unique ways. I am so thankful for you. And I am praying that a year from now, God will give us the grace and the wherewithal to be able to come back to the table and say thank you. We've been talking about gratefulness so much that there's so many comments that I have not been able to read. So let me read a few of them. Big Sis Elsie says, I am thankful for my scars, painful at the time, but with the benefit of hindsight, they and the experiences they represent make me who I am today. Yes, yes. And give me the perspective I have. Perspective. Yes, 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 yes. I'm thankful for new friends like Tina Grace. Thank you. I am so thankful for her. I'm thankful for new friends like Ninette Aidu. I'm thankful for all of you. Speaking about scars, I was sharing on Tina Grace's show this Saturday how I had a very interesting relationship with my tribal mark. Most people don't see it, but I'm thankful that I am able to show it now because it is part of me, just like Big Sis said. And I had to learn to be grateful for it, this beautiful identifier that only marks me. I had to learn to be grateful for it in order to be able to live with it, meaning that be thankful for your scars, your flaws, and accept yourself. I'm thankful for the ability to be able to accept myself. Again, what are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? I see so many comments that I am frazzled and I am not able to read them, but I see you and I am grateful that you're here. Next week, we're having an amazing author from Tanzania. His name is, I call him Uncle Abraham. His name is Abraham Mzamvani, and he's going to be here to share some amazing stories. He wrote a book about the shepherd boy. And let me tell you, you do not want to miss this. And then, of course, at the beginning of December, we have a few other surprises for you. And so please stay tuned on To My Younger Self. You do not want to miss it at all. Thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you. I am so grateful. I see that my producer is still here. Oh, the quintessential producer. I want to give her the last say, because she just is. She just is. Before we do that, though, to my Hope sister, Amma Duncan, she sent a beautiful video that I really wanted to play. But like I was saying, my phone decided to give up on me. So Amma, I appreciate you taking the time to send us this video, and we're going to work on it. And I do promise I want to be able to play it for everyone because you made it for everyone. And so we'll find time to play it, maybe put it up on on the platform, all by itself. We'll figure it out. But thank you so much. Our producer, Steady, we were hoping to have her here also, but it's all good. I appreciate you, and I thank you for saying yes and wanting to come on. So now that all of that has been said, and as you can see, I'm smiling. So anyway, big sis, I'm going to bring you back on so you can give us, for lack of a better phrase, the closing prayer.
It's interesting that you should say that closing prayer. Thank you to everybody for watching. To my younger self could not be what it is without, I'm not even going to say our audience, because I'd rather say our family, because that's what we are. And I'm thankful for every single one of you watching live and who's going to watch later. A part of Thanksgiving for me is inextricably intertwined with my Methodist hymn book. I went to a Methodist secondary school, Wesley Girls High School, I have to say that. But I never have my Methodist hymn book far from me. And I just want to close with the words of this hymn. It's Methodist hymn book 10. Now thank we all our God with hearts and hands and voices, who wondrous things has done, in whom his world rejoices, who from our mother's arms has blessed us on our way, with countless gifts of love, and still is ours today. Oh, may this bounteous God through all our life be near us, with ever joyful hearts and blessed peace to cheer us, and keep us in his grace, guide us when perplexed, and free us from all ills in this world and the next. All praise and thanks to God, the Father now be given, the Son and him who reigns with them in highest heaven, the one eternal God whom heaven and earth adore. For thus it was, is now, and shall be evermore. Amen.
Wow. 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 I guess we're done.
Thank you for having us, Zoe. We are thankful for you. We're thankful that you said yes to being this platform of storytelling. And we're thankful for stories, we're thankful for life, and we're thankful for opportunity.
Yes. Wow. I guess we're going to be saying thank you for a very long time. So wherever you are, please remember to always just be thankful for everything that is happening in your life. No matter what's going on, remember being grateful means you're rich.
Amen.
Okay? If you want riches, just keep being grateful and you will be amazed. You'll be amazed. All right, guys. My name is Zoe Baraka. I am so grateful that you allowed me to be your host for the last year or so. And may God give us grace to keep doing more. See you next week, bright and early. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.